What is going on, Washington fans? We are at it again with another video coming at you from the Washington Football Report. Still haven't rebranded to a new name. Maybe down the pipes, maybe I won't change it. I don't know. But basically, here's what's going to be this video is about. I've been on Twitter pretty much all day since like the launch of the name, and there's a lot of people who are like not happy with the name, think it sucks. There's a lot of issues with the jerseys. Like people have the same issues I have. I just posted a video about my issues with what Jason Wright said, with what the franchise has pretty much done. So I won't go into that detail about that specifically in this video. But what I'm going to go over right now is this goes to actually a bunch of Twitter. I don't care who the fuck doesn't follow me. If I lose people over this, so be it. I don't give a shit about this. And I'm going to rant, and I'm going to tell people that I don't give a shit if I lose people. I'm going to phrase that. I give a shit about this specific topic that I'm about to talk about. So there are people out there that say, okay, the name's changed. Shut the fuck up and accept it. Like, no. We have a right to bitch. We have a right to bitch as much as we want to bitch. Here's why we have a right to bitch. Okay? There's a lot of reasons why we have the right to bitch. One, we're lied to. We were lied to. We said it would be a fan choice. It would be what the fans wanted. And I haven't met one person that thinks the Commanders is a decent name. Whether that's non-Redskin fans or Redskin fans in general. Not one person have I met is actually been a fan of the Washington Washington Commanders. Not one person. Okay, even people who weren't Washington fans thought Red Wolves was a way better name or Sentinels was a way better name than the freaking Commanders. So that's the first issue I'm having. Okay, so that's one reason why we won't shut the fuck up about and rant and keep complaining about this name. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the name. I'm going to move on and just not put enough in it. I'm giving myself a day to complain about it for sure, but I will not shut the fuck up about this name. Okay, this name is horrible. Okay, and another reason I won't shut up. One, we were lied to. Two, the owner is a piece of shit. You're going to back with this owner's decision. You're going to back this owner's decisions. Really, you are. He's about to go on Capitol Hill, and hopefully he has to sell his goddamn team because of his horrible practices, how shitty he runs his franchise, and how just a god-awful person Dan Snyder is. So you're going to back that motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. So that's part two. Part three is we as fans, Washington fans, had to take a blunt of this. Okay? The Washington Redskins maybe lost a little bit of money. Maybe lost a little bit of money. A billionaire lose a little bit of money. What's all shed a tear for a billionaire losing a little bit of money. But the Washington football team got to make money off ticket sales, make money off hats, shirts, everything. These towels that were supposed to be given the fans, but they didn't make enough for an entire stadium to get on a display. So this team made money. They didn't lose anything. The only thing they did was they had to change their name, but the NFL pays for the jerseys. It's not the team that actually has to pay out of pocket for all these jerseys. Okay, the NFL actually pays for the jerseys to be made because they make more of the profit of it. So they make all the stuff except for the Dallas Cowboys stuff. There's some weird legal trademark thing with Dallas Cowboys. But regardless, they didn't lose anything. The real people who got the blunt of this, or I would say the players do, but they still got paid millions of dollars to play under the name Washington Football Team. The real people who got the blunt of this were the fans. Okay? I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And every day since it was changed from the Washington Redskins to the Washington Football Team, I have to deal with someone having a comment about me wearing this, or this, or this, or any of my other Washington gear. I had to have a comment said to me every day about the team name. Oh, if it was this, oh, get a name. Oh, is this? That's not politically correct anymore, but there's always a comment that has to be made. So I don't want to hear it from people on Twitter that just shut up and move on. Fuck you. We had to deal with this shit for 2 years. It's bad enough we're cheering for a team that sucks, that is horribly run, and the general manager is just a pup. Got Dan Snyder's hand halfway up his ass, working his mouth, spewing us all bullshit. It's bad enough we have to do that. But what was also bad enough is we have to cheer for a shitty team that hasn't been good for 30 years. And on top of that, we had to defend the team name on a day-to-day basis against other people. Other fans. Even fans of teams that are even shittier than ours. They at least had a team name. And we got this team name, not this one, I don't have a hat that says Commanders on it yet. We got this team name, Commanders. It took 2 years to fucking come up with that. That's the issue I'm having. 2 freaking years. If it took 2 years and we got like a name that really people wanted, I would be less irate. I wouldn't be irate at all, actually. I'd be very happy because we feel like we're listened to. In some way, shape, or form, we feel like the fans are considered in this. That's like right now. There should be a thing online. If you go and apply, like if they really cared about the fans, they go, if you go apply, we will send you a free towel or a hat or something, because we had to change like the shirts and jerseys like three times in the last like 2 years. But no, they don't. They don't give a shit. Dan Snyder went the cheapest route possible. He drug it out. And botched so much bullshit when it came to this. Like, so much stuff leaked. That's the first thing. So much stuff leaked. They claimed there was going to be this massive misdirection campaign where it would keep people guessing. And guess what? There was none. I've been listening to the Football Talk podcast with JP Finley, Pete Haley, and Mitch Titzler. And they basically had this called for the past 4 months. 4 to 6 months. It's been called for the last half a year. That's going to be the Commanders. Some great misdirection there. There's all these leaks with pictures, and they're so stupid that they put up the fucking posters the night before on their stadium, the night before the launch. This is so how inept this freaking franchise is. Like, but the biggest thing I'm going at right now is these motherfuckers on Twitter that want to think they have the right to tell other people that we can't be upset about this. When we, on a daily basis, have to be confronted by strangers having us defend this stupid name or defend wearing this stuff because it got changed because a small portion of Americans are offended by this. Or there's some people out there offended for somebody. It's not even a consensus that this is offensive to Native Americans. It's not. I have Native Americans in my family. None of them are offended by this. My whole family's Washington fans. Like, I'm not getting into that. I have a whole video dedicated to that. But the point is, these motherfuckers on Twitter, and I'll call them out. If people want me to call them out, I'll call you right the fuck out. You can unsubscribe to my channel. I don't fucking care. Okay? This is my channel. I'll say what I want, first off. Second, everyone who dons the burgundy and gold as a fan has every right to bitch about everything with this franchise. Everything. Everything under the Dan Snyder umbrella is garbage. Everything he touches is garbage. If this team was winning, we wouldn't have to change the name. Because it comes down to this. The name gets changed because the team wasn't making money. And so the people who... it had nothing to do with the name. Everyone says the name is offensive. But it was because the name might be offensive, but you're also not making money. That's really what it comes down to. And because of the way it's mishandled, we had to change our name, which is fine. But we took 2 years to come up with a name that we got from the AAF, Alliance of American Football League. Alliance of American Football. A really shitty, third-rate league that's not even around anymore, and we stole a name from that when we could have just done that from the get-go and had a name. If we just picked this name from the beginning, I probably would have been more okay with it, because it wasn't a name that was going to have all these like issues with it, where you weren't dancing around all these things. If you just picked it right away and said, like, this is the best we can come up with, so we have a name, rather than the Washington football team, I probably would be more okay with the Washington Commanders. But it's not. It really, I'm just upset right now at people on Twitter. Is they want to they think they have the right to tell myself how I should feel about it, and will tell other people how they should feel about it, and shut up and deal with it. No, that's this franchise's philosophy. Is, oh, we're gonna have sexual assault allegations. Well, we're not gonna change what we are. We're gonna say we are, but we're gonna do the same thing. So shut up and deal with it. Oh, you want to complain about how we run our franchise? Well, here's Jay Gruden to go out there and talk about things he has no control over. Shut up and deal with it. So on and so forth. Just continuously doing that crap. Bruce Allen does the same thing. Dan Snyder does the same thing. And now, Jason Wright's doing the same thing. I'm telling you, whenever Jason Wright's no longer associated with the association, he's going to have a tell-all, and he's going to straight up tell us that the reason why this team name was Commanders was because Dan Snyder didn't want to fork out any money, to actually get a real trademark, one that people would probably enjoy. He wanted to go the cheapest route possible, probably because he's just lost interest because he's such a diehard Redskins fan. I'll give Dan Snyder that. He probably is a diehard Redskins fan. That he was just so disinterested in it, he just doesn't want to spend money on a rebrand. That's exactly what it is. Because our jerseys are very generic looking. There's one of them doesn't even have gold in it at all. It has some kind of weird cardinal looking red. But I could keep going at this all day, and I could probably live stream this all day and just go over, like, read Twitter and, like, rant at people. I'm not going to. It's been a 10-minute rant. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I literally was like, I have another YouTube channel, so it's a gaming channel, and I was literally about to go start doing some of that stuff. But I started reading these Twitter things where people just telling other people to be quiet and stop complaining and yada yada. No, I'll complain as much as I want. I had to spend 2 years defending this bullshit. Okay, and now I have to defend this bullshit again that we have the worst name in the NFL. Name me one worse name in the NFL. And I got a comment on my last video. I'm going to comment on this. No, the Washington, D.C. is not directly associated with the military. Commanders has nothing to do with the military. Okay, if you want to say something Commanders, first off, multiple commanders. An army doesn't have, there's one guy. A commander's one person in charge. That's the commander. He commands everyone else. That's one person in charge. Commanders is multiple people in charge. That just seems like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Commandos would have made better. That would have made more sense. Sentinels would have made more sense because it's all of them. Red Wolves, Wolfpack would have made sense because it's a group, and they're kind of connected to Native Americans, kind of, slightly. But the Red Wolves are indigenous to that area a long time ago, so on and so forth. No one, there are other teams out there that, no one, I mean, we're not as bad as the Pelicans, I'll give us that, but there's no team name that is worse than the Washington Commanders right now. Not in the NFL. You can go through every division. There's not one better. There's not one worse. Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings. All those are pretty nice. I don't like Steelers, but Steelers' name is better than the Commanders. Ravens, Browns, and Bengals. I mean, you might say Browns, but Browns have been around forever, and it's the name of an owner. Patriots, good name. Jets, great name. Bills, Dolphins. All good names. Saints. I could go through all the teams. I'm not going to. There's not a team name that's worse than the Washington Commanders. But okay, it's been 12 minutes. I'm done ranting. I'm gonna move on from this today. I'll probably still be on Twitter. Please follow my Twitter. It's I believe it's WTF21 WFT. Yeah, you'll pretty much see me complaining all day. So hail to the Redskins and see ya.